Understanding the legal aspects of starting a business. Starting a business is one of the most exciting and rewarding things you can do. However, it can also be daunting at times due to the legal aspects involved. In this chapter, you will get the information and insight you need to understand the legal requirements of starting a business, from important registrations and licenses to understanding tax requirements. You'll come away with the knowledge to confidently operate a business within the law. You'll also gain the knowledge to protect yourself, your ideas, and your other intellectual property. If you're a budding entrepreneur, this chapter will give you the legal foundation to turn your dream into reality. Understanding the legal requirements, know your rights, and protect your business. Understanding the necessary registrations and licenses needed to start a business. When you decide to go into business, it is important to understand what kind of business entity you want to establish and what registrations and licenses you will need to obtain in order to begin operations. Whether you're hoping to start a sole proprietorship, limited liability company, or corporation, all require different registrations and licenses. Here's what you need to do to get started. Research before you register or obtain any licenses. You need to conduct research to understand the specific registration and license requirements needed for your type of business. This may include learning the state and local laws and regulations that apply to your business type, and any licensing you may need to employ others. Complete registrations and licenses. Once you understand the necessary registrations and licenses you will need, you can file with the state, obtain documents, and complete whatever other steps are required to receive the certificates and licenses. Maintain registrations and licenses. You will also need to stay up to date with all your registrations and licenses in order to maintain compliance. This will include renewing them when necessary, staying up to date with any changes in regulations, and complying with all the laws and regulations that apply to your business. By doing the necessary research and getting the required registrations and licenses, you will be able to ensure your business operations are legal and compliant. This will give you peace of mind and help you get your business started on the right foot. Employees. Understanding legal obligations. Hiring employees for your business is a big responsibility. You have to make sure that you meet the legal requirements when you hire people. Depending on the type of employee you hire, the associated obligations will vary. Full-time employees. Full-time employees are those who work regularly, on a long-term basis with guaranteed pay. As an employer, you need to provide them with a certain number of workplace rights and benefits. This includes minimum wage, health insurance, overtime pay, vacation pay, and other regulations in accordance with the law. Part-time employees. Part-time employees are those who work fewer hours than full-time employees, and often have flexible working hours. As an employer, you should provide them with the same workplace rights and benefits as full-time employees, such as minimum wage, overtime pay, and vacation pay. However, you may not be required to provide them with health insurance and other benefits that are required by law for full-time employees. Independent contractors. Independent contractors are individuals or businesses that provide services to businesses on a short-term basis, often with no guaranteed pay. As an employer, you are not required to provide them with the same workplace rights and benefits as full-time and part-time employees, but you must still comply with certain laws and regulations. This includes ensuring that your employees are paid at least the minimum wage, providing them with a safe work environment, and protecting their rights as independent contractors. When hiring new employees, it is important to have the necessary documents and information in place. This includes their resume job description, contracts, and other documents that are legally required. It is also important to create a safe and compliant work environment for your employees. This includes following the labor laws, safety regulations, and other regulations that are applicable to your particular industry. Finally, employers must understand their obligations when it comes to paying employees. This includes paying minimum wage and overtime when applicable, as well as other payment-related regulations that are required by law. It is important to be aware of the laws and regulations that apply to you, in order to ensure that you comply with them and avoid any legal issues. Understanding tax requirements. One of the most important aspects of starting your own business is understanding the various tax requirements This can be a daunting task, but it is essential in order to ensure that your business stays in compliance with local and federal laws. The first step is to understand the various taxes that businesses are liable for. These taxes typically fall into two categories: income taxes and payroll taxes. Income taxes include both income tax and self-employment tax, which is the federal income that must be paid by. Payroll taxes include Social Security and Medicare taxes, unemployment taxes, and other taxes. Once you understand which taxes you are liable for, you must then register your business for these taxes. For income taxes, you must register with the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, and file a tax return each year. For payroll taxes, you must register with the state and federal governments and make payments for taxes on wages paid to employees. The next step is to understand the process for filing taxes, such as the 1040 for income taxes and the 941 for payroll taxes. Additionally, for income taxes, you may also be required to file additional forms, such as the Schedule C for self-employed business taxes, and filing deadlines in order to stay compliant with the law. When filing, it is important to understand the various deductions that are available. These deductions can be used to reduce the amount of taxes owed, and can include such things as startup costs, office space, or other expenses related to running a business. It is important to be aware of all the possible deductions, and to always keep accurate records of your expenses in order to take advantage of them. Finally, it is also important to be aware of the various tax credits that may be available. Tax credits can provide significant savings on taxes owed, and can include such things as credits for health insurance premiums, tuition, research and development costs, and other costs related to running and promoting a business. Again, it is important to stay informed on the available credits in order to maximize the benefits of running a business. Understanding tax requirements is an essential part of starting a business, and taking the time to learn the ins and outs of the process can save you time and money in the long run. Keep in mind the various taxes you are liable for. Make sure to register and file timely, and always take advantage of deductions and credits available to help reduce the amount of taxes owed. With the right knowledge, you will be well on your way towards financial success. Understanding intellectual property rights when it comes to starting a business. Understanding intellectual property rights and how to protect them is a key part of the process. Intellectual property rights encompass a variety of legal rights such as trademarks, copyrights, and patents, and understanding these rights is essential to protecting and managing your ideas and works. Knowing what is needed to acquire these rights, how to protect them, and the consequences of not doing so will help ensure the success of your business. Trademarks, copyrights, and patents. Trademarks, copyrights, and patents are the three main types of intellectual property rights. Trademarks protect logos, brand names, and slogans, and give the owner exclusive rights to use them. Copyrights protect original works of authorship and creative expressions, such as books, music, and software. Patents protect inventions and give the owner exclusive rights over the production and sale of the invention. Acquiring intellectual property rights. To acquire these intellectual property rights, you must first apply for them with the appropriate authority. The process of applying for a trademark, copyright, or patent varies in order to correctly file the appropriate paperwork. Additionally, you may need to pay registration fees or other costs associated with the applications. Once applied for, the rights are typically granted within a few months. Protecting intellectual property rights. Once you have acquired the intellectual property rights, it is important to protect them. The best way to protect your rights is to ensure that others do not use them without your permission. This means that you must enforce your rights and take steps to prosecute anyone who is infringing upon them. Additionally, you can use license agreements to ensure that any use of your intellectual property is done with your knowledge and consent.